and that sort of really whetted your appetite for more, basically. Yeah. Okay. So you do what sort of started you? Obviously, the singing started first, and then the songwriting came later. Is that?
Well, actually, it was the music, really. I didn't start, as I said, I was a guitarist in a band and played lead guitar in a few different bands before I had the confidence to take the centre stage, really. I really started singing in earnest around late age of 21.
So how long?
It's still now, I'm led more by the lyrics and the stories than the composition. I'm always, my music taste is not eclectic, but fairly wide-ranging, because I'm more into songs than I'm into music, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the songs tell a great story. I mean, the music really is a sort of like the backing track, I suppose. Well, it is the backing track of the thing, and yet the songs, a lot of songs go into sound like poems, don't they? And tell us a great story, don't they? That's the great thing about it.
I like getting lost in that.
Do you?
Kind of thing.
Because you played in quite a few bands before you you decided to go solo, didn't you? Was they all around the sort of Birmingham area, or did you?
Predominantly, yeah. I made music with Karina Round, but she's out in LA now, and I had a rock band called Sonara, and I was playing bass in a band called the Mexicolas in Birmingham.
Your stuff's very different from, I would say, rock bands. It's your solo stuff. The album, you chose a great title, the name, as everybody does. The first album, you call it the name of the band or the name of the singer, Dan Whitehouse. It's very different from sort of like, I would say, rock stuff. It's not. It's very sort of melodic rather than.
Yeah. Well, I think you're a bit harsh on rock music there. It can be melodic.
No, that's not true. I like rock music.
Well, you change and develop and grow as the years go by, I suppose. And I think you can still hear the rock heritage in what I do, rather than it's very hard for me to analyse my own music.
Actually, I listened to the album about a week ago, and I couldn't. You know how everybody hates it. I know all musicians hate it, but they try and pigeonhole people. Or you sound like Ed Sheeran, or you sound like You sound like nothing. I mean, we had tremendous response on the track I played on the show the other week. I played it on Bank Holiday Monday as a sort of like pre for you coming to the stables, and the feedback I got was amazing. So that's why I had to get you on the show.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's all right. I mean, don't thank me. I only present the show. So when you're writing the sort of a song, obviously the lyrics come first, do they? Not the tune, or do you? How do you write?
Generally, the emotion comes first, or the lyric comes first, yeah.
Okay.
Although it's not always that way. I mean, I guess it's easier to talk about songs, individual songs. There's a song called Three Bodies where it's all about body image, and I wrote the lyrics on a beach when I happened to notice these three women who were taking an awful lot of photographs of one another, and they didn't seem to be having much fun at all. And it just got me thinking about they were doing that modern day thing of, taking a photos and then reaching for the back of the camera and immediately analysing the image. And I just started to wonder about what was going through their minds and what was the purpose of all the photographs. And
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
and then I didn't write the music for that until several months later.
How many months later?
It was actually a collaboration with June, who I play with in the band.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
3 bodies lined up against the sun, 3 minds, oh, what family fun. Posing for a photograph, she straightens up her back, Her mind is on the duplication that will surely follow the shutter's crack. Once authentic, now a mere sample from the past. Three bodies in a line under the sun. Three minds, three generations. She throws a strong pose for the camera, but watch how quickly she reaches for the back and shows the display to her mother. Oh, she is beautiful, she is sure of that. She worked hard to get in shape for the summer and hopes these photographs enough to attract the kind of man truly deserving of her. Someone tall with a pocket full of cash. Three bodies. Three minds battle it out one by one. Behind the veneer lie many tears, waiting for their time to expose the truth about this retro-looking photo. Just an app she likes to play with on her phone. There is no real history here or vintage. That's an artificial smile a model's pose. She saw it in a magazine she loves to read and compare other bodies to her own. She worked hard to get in shape for the summer. She looks beautiful, she is sure of that. Yeah, she could use a little more upfront, but she's still saving up for that. And who knows where these photographs will take her. She hopes her youth and beauty will attract oh, the right kind of lover. Her mother told her she's a real royal catch. Yeah, but she was safer when she was younger, not so vulnerable to attack. A little scared 'cause she can't go back.
I mean, there's some. I mean, my heart doesn't age; it just gets older. I mean, it's a bit like most of us. I mean, it's got a. What's the story behind that one, for instance?
That one started at an afternoon tea drinking session with my grandma in Wolverhampton. She was watching Deal or No Deal on the TV.
A lady after my own heart.
I was trying my best to ignore it, to be honest. But she was a little bit upset this one afternoon because some of her friends had got together to organise an 80th birthday, and they're all going to go to the pub and have a meal on, sort of on a weekday when it's quiet. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that they'd all fallen out about who should pay for the meal, whether it was the birthday girl because it was her birthday, or whether they should all pay for hers or whether they should split it equally. And it was only a very small thing, and you'll be pleased to know that that group of friends are still going strong and having fun together on a regular basis.
That's good.
But
that's good.
Just in that moment, she was a little bit sensitive and upset about it, and it just made me realise how no matter what experiences you have and what things you learn and what things you go through, you remain quite fragile to all kinds of things, really, particularly when it's connected with relationships and people that you've got a lot of feelings for that mean things, built up over a number of years.
Because I mean, this is your first album. I know you've had a couple of EPs out in the past, but this is your first album, and it's actually got quite a few tracks on it. Because a lot of people, when they release an album, it's got about 6 or 8 tracks on it. You've got, I think, 10 or 12. Is it? Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3. Right, about 10 tracks on it, and I mean, they're all very, very different songs. Very, very different songs. I really enjoyed it. I had it about a week ago. I listened to it. I actually liked The Fire of the Lust.
Right.
I like the title
to
start.
play that one on the radio.
Sorry?
I I wasn't sure if you'd be able to play that song on the radio.
I might get away with it. We'll see. I'll try later on. But I quite enjoy. I think we can guess what it's all about, really. Can we? Or is there a hidden meaning? Did I miss something?
I don't think you would have missed something. That one's pretty straight up. No testosterone.
Can't stay and love does not last. I am a man like all those others in the past that made the mistake of believing they could follow their desire into the fire of lust. But it burns like a bastard, my friend, so warm and tempting. It measures me, the fire of lust. No warning signal, no light, just a punch in the face. You couldn't really call it a fight. Leaves you stunned, defenseless and exposed. No chance to hit back. You dropped like a stone. You cry for help, but you're out there on your own, in the wilderness, looking for a home. A drunken hand, stabbing in the dark. No going back when you know not where to start. And it burns like a bastard, my friend, so warm and tempting. Then suddenly, it's the end. Give it some thought, is she really so hot that you'd give everything for a piece of what she's got? Well, yeah, maybe so. Lust stirs the love. Lust turns you round when you've nowhere else to go. Lust sends you high and adds weight to your desire. Lust is a soldier, no surrender, he will fight. Lust is a killer, begging you to kill. Lust breeds an emptiness that nothing else can fill. And it burns like a bastard, my friend. It's so warm and tempting. Then suddenly, it's the end.
Oh, yeah.
This is Howling Dick, and if you enjoy the blues, you're really going to love Wednesday nights on Seclo Sounds. I'm going to be playing the best in American roots, boogie and gospel, featuring music by the greats and some of the not so well known. From Charlie Patton to Eric Clapton and beyond, if it's blues, it's going to be here. So please, join me, Howling Dick, Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock, with blues from the MK Delta, here on seclosounds.org, bringing communities and people together.
So, what and who really sort of inspires you? When I know you said you sort of pick up sort of from life, sort of like songs and things like that. Who sort of inspires you? I mean, you mentioned your gran there. Who else have you sort of used to inspire you when you've written songs?
Okay. Well, other artists that inspire me are people like Ron Sexsmith, John Grant, Loney Deer, Pete Rowe, who's in Laura Marling's band. I've doing a couple of gigs supporting him. He's got a beautiful sort of British folk Bert Jansch style guitar.